I'm sitting here with Ben Slabik, a former student at the college and a former Belushi Scholarship recipient. Thanks for being here, Ben.
Pleasure to be here, Ryan.
All right, so I guess the first question I want to ask you is, how did you get involved with theater here at the college?
I've wanted to act as far back as since I was 7 years old, and so I did it all through high school. And when I knew that I didn't have the funds to go right away to a four-year college, I decided to come to College of DuPage and audition for their theater program, take some acting classes, and I was lucky enough to make one of the two shows I auditioned for, and I've just I've been there ever since.
All right, and during your time at COD, have you seen any of the BTE shows?
Yes, I have. The first show that I saw here was Irma Vep, starring the wonderfully talented Brian Burke and William Sandy Smiley. It was a two-man show. It was a comedic farce set in a murder mystery style show. I saw it 3 times. It was that awesome. I only ever missed one BTE show in my time here, and I was really upset about missing that. It was a show called Frozen, and it was Connie Kennedy Howard, director of theater here at the college, was actually in it, and I was really upset that I missed Connie act, and she was like, I'm never going to act again, and then I was so relieved to hear that this year they had planned to have Connie in a musical, and I was like, oh man, not only will I get to see Connie act, but I'll get to see Connie sing. That's a dream come true.
All right, and obviously you've heard about BTE not coming back. What was your first reaction?
Some of us are closer here with the teachers than others, and so I had kind of been an ear to Connie and Amelia when they found out that the program was potentially shutting down or downsizing, and they talked to us about coming to us and making us student ambassadors, and I told them that there were dozens, if not 50 or hundreds of kids here that would rally behind them if they needed it, because the arts are so important to students nowadays, and you can teach kids reading and writing and arithmetic, but sooner or later if you take out the arts, these kids aren't going to have anything to read or write about. So by taking away this professional theater company that these kids get to go to and learn from and learn what it's like to be in the business and have these professionals teaching them and telling them how to do things and how to get out there and how to market themselves is really a loss.
Do you think it's a big loss to the college?
I think it's a loss to the college. Yes, they did it for financial reasons, and I can see that. I can see how this school is slowly taking its hand out of the things that are harder for them to control, and art is the opposite of business. You have to run a theater like a business, but art is creativity and color and love, and like businesses, if you think about businesses, they're really like hard and like money, and that's what I feel like this school is becoming more of. So I think it is a real loss that a bunch of these people were coming here to witness this wonderful program that we had, and they've now had a piece of that taken away, so there's less that they can receive. A lot of people say that, we don't breed Oscar winners here, or you can't breed an Oscar winner at a community college, but all I have to say to them is, thank you, John Belushi Memorial Scholarship. Thank you, Jim Belushi, for gracing these halls. We can be big here if you let us be big.
Yeah, and how big of a loss do you think this is for the community as well?
This is the closest professional theater other than the Drury Lane without having to go into the city. We have a bunch of great theaters in the area. We have Wheaton Drama, we have the Village Theater right up the street. But this theater company, I think, there were people who would subscribe that would always subscribe every year, and they'd get the exact same seats, and they would know exactly where they were going to sit, and they would love just coming and seeing the same faces and getting to know all of these people, maybe not on a personal level, but to them it was, because they've been following these people every year and watching it. And I think that it's a real shame that we had to take that away from someone. I think we do the same version of Christmas Carol here every other year, and the reason for it is because it's become something within the community. It's something to bring your kids to every year, and we always sell out, and that's what the Buffalo Theatre Ensemble was all year round. It was something that people were used to in the community that they could hold on to, and now they don't have that anymore.
So why did you sign the petition?
I signed the petition because I was brought up with the the idea that you need to fight for what you think is right in this world and fight for the things that you love. And they say you got to fight for the lost causes harder than anything because they're the ones more worth fighting for. I don't think this is a lost cause, though. And I signed the petition along with a lot of my other fellow students because we love it, because this is what we want to do. This isn't a game to us. This isn't a hobby. This is, if a college is allowed to make an attack like this on a professional theater, if a community like ours is allowed to lose a professional theater, how long is it before other professional theaters start shutting down and people start thinking that professional theater is not an important part of a life?
So do you think BTE will ever come back?
Yeah, I firmly believe that everyone here is doing everything they can to bring it back. Sure, the petition may not work, and sure, these videos may not reach the right ears or be seen by the right people, but there is no way that kids are not going to come through this school with, superiors above them and not learn about what the BTE theater was or who the BTE theater were. And it's just it's not gonna be just a story that you tell kids and they'll be like, oh, back when BTE was a thing. Kids will fight for a professional theater people will fight for a professional theater once they remember how important it is to just take a break from the real world every now and then.
All right. Do you have any final thoughts?
This is what I want to do, and the way I see it, this is a terrible tragedy to befall anybody. It'd be like me coming into anyone's job or anyone's life and telling them that what they wanted to do isn't worth it, that it's not worth trying, that it's not worth my time or their money or someone else's money. And if enjoyment and if happiness and a love and a sense of community isn't worth time and money, then I don't know what is anymore.